Hi, Pisces. I am doing an energy check for you today on Love Day, checking out what's going on in your energy and present time. And it's my intention that we are looking at your love energy, but we're going to see if anything else is coming up. I'm going to do an old wise tree spread here. And then we'll just kind of see what happens, what needs to come up, where we need to go with it. So this is Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, prominent placements. And we're starting off with the Five of Cups. I'm just gonna put this all out here. Your card is coming up in your spread right off the bat here. For me, what that means is your energy is very strong. I, for some reason, want to talk about it's very strong, whether you are feeling strong or not. Your energy is very strong, like your life force energy is very strong with whatever it is that you're moving through right now. Yeah, and even your Empress shows up. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Let's see, I'm going to move this over so you can see it a little bit better. Okay. So let's start off with the heart of the situation. The heart of the situation is talking about some kind, you know what this looks like to me? We've got the Tower reversed and we've got the Nine of Wands reversed. It looks like some sort of feeling of vulnerability. And it's like a past situation that's made you feel vulnerable. It's also some kind of thing that even though this is past, and maybe you felt protective about it in the past, you're at a place where you're kind of not dropping your guard so much, like just letting any old thing in, but it's almost like there's something that happened in the past, and instead of constantly being on guard about it, you kind of figured out how to manage the energy, and you no longer have to build these walls up around your heart. So you're just able to kind of be discerning about what you're letting in. You don't have this big, huge moat around you. You're just aware. So it's like a vulnerability, but it has more so to do with keeping your heart open and being open to receive, which I really love. This could feel, like weak, like it could feel like weak in the knees kind of thing, but it doesn't though. It's like being able to be open to receive and not feel like, the universe is going to try to teach you a thing or two. It's kind of like, I get it. I already have the wisdom and I'm working with it, working from it. Then you've got the Judgment card happening now and into the near future. This can be considered some kind of reconciliation, but what I'm kind of feeling more of is like a clean slate. This can be a clean slate for you, clearing your own space, clearing your own energy. The big picture has to do with the rite of passage, moving through a rite of passage. It has to do with moving through, leaving troubled waters, leaving, a really difficult time, moving forward, moving ahead, moving on. And this also has to do with receiving help. And I'm feeling like receiving help from like angels and guides kind of help. This can be also asking for help that you need from people around you that you trust. This is coming from a place of, again, in the past where there's been sadness, there's been regret, there's been grief, but this is in the past and moving up and on from it. I feel kind of like you're on the other side of it. I will say this, your higher self is talking about things being half illuminated. So there's still things to the sun is going to shine on that you haven't noticed just yet. And then your angels and guides are talking about the Hierophant reversed. So there's some kind of lesson here that is still being, I want to say it's still being tweaked. This going through this rite of passage, you're going to get to the other side of this, and all of that is going to be illuminated. You do have quite a few major arcana here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 major arcana here. So this is quite a crossroads, or quite a time when the universe is helping you out in relation to moving through your soul lessons and gaining access to that awareness and that wisdom. So something hasn't been completely accessed yet. Something hasn't been completely illuminated yet, having to do with your soul lesson. Let's just ask about this soul lesson. What specifically is the soul lesson that you are moving through, gaining wisdom about, becoming an expert at? And this does have to do with healthy dynamics. It has to do with, I want to say, your soul reigning free is what I'm hearing. But this has to do with having all of your resources around you, knowing who you can trust, knowing what kind of energies you can trust, knowing what you want to pull in and magnetize toward you, whether it's relationship, whether it's projects, time, energy, effort, love, money, all these resources. It has to do with healthy dynamics. This is healthy. I even want to say healthy brain development, which is kind of interesting. It's like healthy thinking, but also who you surround yourself with, all of that, who you've surrounded yourself with in the past. This also has to do with learning from others' mistakes. So really listening to people around you who have wisdom also. A lot of times, I mean, that's what we're here for, to learn and learn through our soul lessons. But there are so many times when we can listen to other people's experiences and glean knowledge, have wisdom from that without having to go through it ourselves. We can, some of it we have to experience ourselves to actually know. There's this channeling, though, that feels like is happening when you can hear someone else talking about this and then connect in with what they've experienced, what they've felt through this, and just having the knowingness that you don't have to do exactly what they just went through in order to understand the wisdom of it. And this is also about identifying when that energy is around. Oh, I remember this. I remember this from someone else's experience. It's almost even like remembering it from a past life so that you don't have to repeat it. This is coming up from the underworld. This is the past, coming up from all of those things. I'm even hearing somebody say excuses to learn, which is kind of a funny way to say that. The thing is, you can learn new things and you don't have to repeat the past. And that's kind of what this present time energy is talking about. You've got the Page of Wands reversed, which is closing the door to the past and being fruitful and abundant now with the Empress energy. This is also about knowing your worth. So this is about like really understanding what your worth is because you've been through what you've been through, and not having to recycle that, relive that, really moving on from it. I think all of this is coming up also because here is this Knight of Cups. Happy Valentine's Day, right? Here's some pursuer in the love department. So this can be you pursuing your dreams and your goals, but what I'm actually feeling like is this is someone pursuing you. This can be someone pursuing you for love and commitment and perhaps reconciliation. But this is also someone pursuing you. This can be about a job. This can be about a project. This can be about a goal-oriented thing too. For some of you, I'm feeling that your advice down here is talking about releasing people who don't understand where you're going in life, people who are wanting to keep you in their same frequency, which, this isn't all bad. This is like, I mean, in this case, I'm feeling like this is drinking buddies, but it's not necessarily just drinking buddies. It's people that know you the way that you were or know a certain part of you, and they want only that part because that's the part they respond to or that's the part they connect with. Your advice, however, is looking outside of that jungle, looking outside of that box. There's more to you than just that part, and not being stuck in that bucket, so to speak. Your advice is talking about seeing opportunities outside of that circle and not staying there just because other people are more comfortable with that. Okay. And I want to clear this and I want to look at a love spread for you, Pisces. So we're going to look at a love situation because I'm wondering about this person pursuing you. So this love situation, your energy around the situation, the energy of the person that you are possibly thinking of or who is coming in, and maybe energy you don't see coming. So it is, okay, so this energy really is asking you to look at your past experiences and use that wisdom. This is talking about, okay, I kind of am an expert at this, but I'm still working on it, or I'm not giving myself the, I'm not giving myself the credit really that I deserve. It's almost like I feel like this card is saying you're already an expert at a lot of these things and you still feel like you're working on it. Or perhaps you're still being swayed by a Fisher King. So this Fisher King, or this King of Cups reversed, this is a masculine energy who has been wounded or coming from their inner child because they haven't sufficiently healed from perhaps childhood wounds, past life wounds, wounds from parents that have been inflicted upon this person. This is someone who ends up being selfish or ends up being kind of like pulls a lot of energy from you to heal them because they're not healing themselves. And this is someone, like, I feel like this is someone in the past. So if there is that reconciliation coming forward, just be careful and have knowingness that this energy hasn't changed or shifted. It doesn't mean this person doesn't want to be with you. They do, but they want you to heal them instead of doing their own healing work. And this is someone, it seems like, that you have departnered from. And then this person comes up as the Emperor reversed. Your energy came up before as the Empress, really kind of cutting ties, closing doors to those energies behind you that don't really make sense anymore. And this energy, this kind of divine counterpart, so to speak, is coming in, or someone who at least wants to be seen that way. They're reversed. So they're Emperor reversed. Again, it's like all of the kings in one. The Emperor is the culmination of all the kings. So, I mean, think about this as all the kings being reversed, coming to you in this reversed Emperor. So this is like extremely, and I don't mean this in like just this horrible negative way, but this is extremely damaged energy that really needs to be looked at and healed. But it doesn't seem like they're going through the healing that they need to go through. And there's just so much energy here of this other person in your space. They might even be saying, hey, I want to work on this, but you would be doing a lot of the work because they're not in a place to actually heal. This is even the World card. This is even talking about unfinished business. So with them, there's unfinished business because there's a lot of healing that needs to happen here. And also, though, the reconciliation or somebody popping back in that you're not expecting, or maybe you are expecting it, but their energy is coming back around unfinished business, or at least they feel like there's some unfinished business going on here. Let's take a look at your energy. And your energy saying, okay, I've got the justice, but it's reversed. It's like, yeah, there's definitely been some injustice that has happened around this relationship. And you could be dealing with someone who has some addictions, who kind of like phases in and out of these addictions or cycles in and out of these addictions. This definitely feels like impatient energy, impatient unawareness is what I'm hearing. And again, lots of majors with this connection. This is your energy. You look like you've already made a decision about what this energy is, and you look like you've stopped talking to this person, or you've stopped, this energetic connection or creating energetic cords to this person, or even you're trying to stop some quantum tunneling that's happening, or at least become more aware of it so that it doesn't happen and it doesn't affect you the way that it did. Let's take a look at their energy regarding this communication or this connection, this relationship. We've got the Hanged Man. So this is someone who may be thinking about you, wanting to come forward. Things are unfinished for them, but I feel like they're kind of waiting for you to do that. They it also feels like they're waiting for some kind of control or a feeling of control. So it's like they're waiting you out, something like that. Yeah, and the Seven of Swords is coming up. So it's almost like they're strategizing. How do I get this person to respond? Um, and they're like kind of withholding information, they're withholding enlightenment, they're withholding. So even if they talk to you, they're not really telling you the whole story or the whole truth or what's really going on. That's what it feels like. Yeah. And they're talking about the Ten of Swords. So with this injustice that you have felt in the past, this person knows that they royally stabbed you in the back, and it doesn't look like just once. It looks like perhaps many times. They know that there's a cycle that's completed, that you left because of something that they did. Whew, that is some intense energy. And they pretty much also know that probably they do not have a chance with you, that you're not really building with them or maybe allowing them that chance. Yet at the same time, they're saying that this isn't over. This isn't over for them. Yeah, wow. They are still, whether they're saying this or thinking this, they're wanting this to be healed. And this could be somebody too who is talking about some kind of divine commitment, soul, twin flame, soulmate type. They're talking about this, but I've got to tell you, this looks like a lot of energy that is not clear, really muddy. They're not really telling you the whole truth. And, not to be on their side in any sort of way, but what it looks like is they've come from quite a bit of trauma, or, they've got a lot of stuff going on here that needs to be cleared up and healed, that you're not going to be able to do for them. They're going to have to do it themselves, but they're also not really looking at that part of themselves. I even feel like some of them are talking a good game, but they're not really getting to it. They just want what they want. And it's an addictive feeling. It's an addictive feeling. I want to see, what kind of energy do the two of you have that you share? What are you both? Why is this person even coming up right now? What is going on in your energy with this person? And it looks like it's like there are a lot of emotions that have been kept, like you've kept emotions to yourself, they've kept emotions to themselves. There is a connection here. There's a wound here that seems like it does need closure. I don't always feel like people can have hug it out situations. I feel like sometimes you have to get your own closure, and you can get really clear and really great closure on your own. You don't really need someone to do that for you. And even when they do, is that really what you needed? Okay, so that's what's coming up. We've got the Six of Pentacles here reversed. And I also want to throw this out there. I feel like both of you know that this person, if they can't have what they want, they need to have this closure. Or it's almost like someone, when they are like, you break up with someone and they're like, well, I broke up with you. It's like they need the last word or something like that. It's one-sided. So it's not a hug it out situation. In fact, they want to have closure and feel like somehow they have the upper hand. Again, this is about image, and it's about kind of like power and control. The thing is, though, this is energy that you're both sharing. So this is like you're both aware of what that person is like. And both of you are also talking about what brought you together in the first place. This kind of intense, crazy love forever energy. And you're talking about what that actually was and what that actually meant. This is like chemical attraction. And again, with all of these cups, this feels like addictive energy, or it could feel addictive, like I'm addicted to this person, or I'm addicted to this love, or it did at one time. You're both acknowledging that energy. Let's take a look at a possible outcome for you, Pisces. Yeah, here's the Knight of Pentacles reversed. This possible outcome, you're like, yeah, halt, just stop. And you're also talking about the King of Swords reversed, possible outcome. This is again, like no minced words. It's almost like F off. That's kind of what it seems like. Yeah. And you're saying Pisces, Three of Swords reversed. You're like, I am way on the other side of this. All right. Let's take a look at energy you don't see coming, Pisces. Any energy you need to be aware of, any energy that you don't see coming. And then I want to ask about new love, but energy that you don't see coming, Pisces. Yeah, here is this wealthy man. And this wealthy man could very well just literally be a wealthy person, but this also has to do with someone who has a lot of compliments for you. They're like full of resources that you might, or they at least think that you might want. And so they're like freely giving of this toil and labor. I even feel like this person is saying, oh, I've been working really hard on myself. And here's occupation. I wouldn't be surprised if someone has said not only have they been working on themselves, but they've like actually gone to a professional for assistance, whether this is with addictions or whether this is with these things that have been mentioned up here. I feel like this person is wanting to tell you things, energy that you don't see coming. Uh, okay, so I'm getting two different storylines here, sort of. They're kind of connected. One of them is I've been working on myself really hard. I've been seeing a therapist or whatever that is. And then somebody else wants to say, they're like wanting to tell you what you want to hear, whether it's I've been seeing a therapist and working on myself, or whether it's like I've been having a really hard time. Maybe even I've been having a really hard time without you. That kind of energy. Oh, goodness. And they're even telling you things you want to hear, like about, or what they think you want to hear about commitment. And pull one more here. Yeah, and change, commitment and change. I understand what's happened, what I've gone through. I'll change. I can be a committed person. I feel like there's a lot of injustice that happened around this situation. And so this I'll change and I'll be committed has a lot to do with that injustice. Let's just take a look at what this person wants to say to you before we. Oh, I have a couple things I want to ask here. So, okay, what does this person want to say to you, Pisces? I wish things could be different. I wish I could take back my words. And you don't know how hard it was to let you go. Okay, I want to ask messages of love. What is the energy around this connection? Because I'm not feeling like this person is totally healed. So what's going on? Protected. You are safe and divinely guided. So no matter what is going on here, you're not going to be duped around this. You can do whatever it is that you wish. You can do whatever it is that you feel like is the thing to do for yourself. But no matter what you decide to do, you're not going to be duped. Mastery. You've learned the spiritual lesson. So you may even decide to let this go because you've already done this full circle. I do want to look. What is the energy around this? What does this person want to say to you? When you compromise for less than you deserve, you end up with and receive even less than what you settled for. Wow. That is harsh, Pisces. Keeping that in mind. Okay. So kind of clearing this a little bit, I do want to look at new love coming in for you, or new energy aside from this coming in for you. Because we did have that Knight of Cups. I feel like there is some kind of a resurrection or reuniting energy that is a possibility for some of you, but I also feel like, oh gosh. Okay, so here is the King of Pentacles reversed. I got to say, for whoever this reading is for, I'm not seeing new love so much in present time in this moment, right this second. But what I am seeing is this energy of these kings are reversed. This emperor is reversed, and this king is reversed. This is, again, another symbol for me of somebody who's really interested in image and projecting an image of a lot of security and safety, but actually they don't have much of a foundation, or they're offering things to you that, like, that commitment, or that they don't have to give, or they're not ready to give it yet, even though they want to kind of project an image of that. Oh, sorry, Pisces. Maybe not sorry. Maybe this is exactly what you needed to hear so that you can be aware. I kind of feel like, though, you already know this. You already know who this is. If this is your reading, and you already know. A personal issue reaches resolution. Okay, I'm going to pull two more of these for advice from your guides. And a win-win outcome is forecast. I also feel like this has to do with that justice writing itself. I feel like you get justice, Pisces, whatever that is for you, and meditate and contemplate. I also feel like this has to do with dreaming your divine right future into your environment. It has to do with manifesting what it is that you truly want in your life, what kind of energy, what kind of connections. All right, that is what I have for you, Pisces. I will see you soon. Bye.